Okay, everybody, today is Saturday morning. It is a day in the life of my office. I am cleaning today. I'm cleaning out the scale models from the museum shows and the gallery shows that I've been designing, some of them over the past 10 years. Some of them I've saved for special reasons because they're certain special shows. The ones that I'm going to be recycling today are also special, but they got damaged in a shipment from New York when I moved my office to Florida. So I'm dressed like this because it's Saturday, the building is empty, and here we go. It looks really cluttered, but it just got damaged. This box got lost by FedEx. I shipped this box down from New York when I moved to Florida in 2021, and I got a notice that the box was lost. Aww. I spent 3 months tracking it down. It was actually a series of like 5 boxes, and through like tenacity, going to drive to Homestead, calling the Washington office, getting the FBI involved, we finally got the package back, or 5 packages back, because of my work. There were hard drives of full of like very confidential information, and that's what I used to get it back. That was the first time FedEx actually responded with positive motion forward.
A few moments later.
This is an exhibition. I actually don't recall. I think this was somewhere. This never happened. Aww. But it was a plan for an exhibition, I believe, near Rome. Actually, it was a really, really cool idea, and they just didn't have the funding at the time, so we had to put that on hold. So that was not even well done in terms of the quality, because I was pretty sure it wasn't happening, but I wanted to lay it out anyway. These are random thumbnails from the artwork. Let's see here. Protective boxes. This is a really cool piece. We should bring this back into circulation. These are called car crashes. My boss is David LaChapelle, and these are the, I guess this is what we would have shown if it was in scale. I guess it's like a 1:45 scale. I do everything analog, so I don't know how to use CAD or these I just like to do everything with my hands and rulers. This was for Fotografiska Berlin, which we never ended up opening. We did a beautiful show in Sweden, and then we did an incredible show in Fotografiska New York. But the one in Berlin did not end up opening, but they were fabulous people, the curators and everything, to work with. Lots of paperwork, and I always collect paperwork, but I figure if I have not needed any of this paperwork or thought about it after all these years, I don't know. These are like all of my notes. You can see I do everything by hand, and I actually work pretty quickly. You might think the computer's faster, but I work longer hours because I love to just visualize things in my own process. Everyone has their own process, and these were works by David that I suggested we put onto a glass medium. So I designed the tiles with an incredible, I designed the frames with an incredible architect from Italy named Giovanni Torino. This was actually my favorite. This is the floor of my favorite exhibition I was ever part of, because it happened during the pandemic. We did everything we could just to get it done. And so we weren't able to actually ship frames and put the pictures in frames because the budget was so small. But I convinced David to do it with just prints around the room. And so I got to build this really cool castle. Well, it's actually the Maschio Angioino. The Maschio Angioino. It's a beautiful old castle in, or fort that was in Napoli. I had so much fun. It was December, it was cold, it was wet, it was raining, but it was just a really fabulous time, and that's when we got to actually introduce the biombos for the first time. This was a beautiful show. This was the Moodec. This is also delayed by like 2 years because of the pandemic, but we ended up making it happen, but that was a very stressful time, but well worth it. So I don't even know if this is the Moodec. Looks like the Moodec. I hate to throw these out because I'm actually also attached to them, because this whole, all of these scale models were when my mother was living with me or in my building in New York. After my dad passed, I moved her to New York, and this is the moon deck. This was a huge wall. So my mom And I would always look at these scale models after the shows and compare them to the actual shows, and it was just a special time. And then when I moved here, she helped me get this box located from FedEx, and so I hate to throw it away, but I am running out of space. Again, another variation of scale for that. I've pretty much stuck now to doing like a 1 to 55 scale. I think this might have been, I have no idea. That is a very small scale model.
Bruh.
As you see, I have one coming up here in Orlando. So this is exciting. This is still a work in progress, but like the pieces tend to repeat a lot in the curation. So I guess this is the new show. This is an older show. I don't know. I don't even know if this is that interesting to people, but I think these might be the same scale because yeah, this is the Orlando show coming up, and then this was a previous show. They're pretty much the same size. So it's fun when you do it by hand and then it actually does link up perfectly. It feels really good. It's fun to work with your hands, especially when you're spending so many hours a day on the computer. Okay, so I can only print one page at a time. So I end up writing these like random phrases that mean nothing, or putting numbers so that when I print them out, I can cut them up and match them up, line them up to the scale. I want to say this is Fotografisca. I can tell by the sort of Art Deco details on the exterior of the facade. That was a big show. It was 3 rooms. And this show coming up, they said it was our largest museum show in America. I don't think that's exactly correct. All the different size scales. I don't know, maybe people out there are interested in scale models. I love it. It's like, it feels very safe to build like this little fantasy world that you can kind of live in your head. So the whole point of making these models though was the point of making the scale models for the museum is so that my boss can approve everything ahead of time before we actually arrive, and so the installation teams in these cities can like put everything together and have it as solid as possible. So we have to make it at least many changes as possible. And the reason I brought all this stuff down to Florida was because I was in progress working on a lot of these shows at the time, so I had to bring these down and reassemble them. I really would like to hold on to That's the end of my scale model tour. I hope that wasn't too loud. I'm gonna do this, clean up, and take this down to the recycling bin. Okay, I'll try to keep giving you guys an inside look into my work.